When consoles started going mainstream in the 80s, their controllers were very simple, a D-pad and a couple of buttons. The games that came with them didn't require any tutorials or relative intuition. It usually took less than a minute to realise that, oh, this button moves me, this button makes me run, and this one is jump. Sweet. Obviously, as hardware progressed, so did the controllers, adding more face buttons, shoulder triggers, control sticks, motion controls, touchpads. These days, most controllers will hit you with at least 2 control sticks, 4 face buttons, a D-pad, and 4 shoulder triggers. Likewise, the games have increased in complexity, often requiring tutorials to teach the players what each button does, or relying on previous knowledge of the games in the series to follow on. It can be daunting for new players or inexperienced gamers to pick up a game and be faced with a how-to manual on what they should be doing in-game. VR setups are a way that has opened things up to new gamers who are able to play with motion controls in a way that feels more natural, but so far these are not really yet mainstream. It could be argued that as games push the boundaries of what is possible, offering better visuals, complex HUDs, and multiple controls, it limits the amount of people who can get into these games. Those who are intimidated by their complexity or just don't have the time to get good in order to make progress. Enter 2 games that have blown up over 2020. Fall Guys and Among Us have been 2 of the biggest titles of the year. Not for being the highest grossing, or most visually appealing, or even the best games of the year, but for being 2 of the most played games in terms of overall players. Fall Guys reached nearly 200,000 concurrent players on Steam, while Among Us reached nearly 500,000, and is still posting over 300,000 easily each day. These numbers put them in the top 3 of the most played games on Steam, and a lot of comparisons have been made between the 2. The jelly bean looking characters, the simple yet colourful visuals, and the ability to have fun in groups. But most of all, the simple and welcoming gameplay has brought in so many people who wouldn't normally play video games. Twitch has seen a variety of personalities ranging from footballers like Neymar and Sergio Aguero to politicians like AOC and Ilhan Omar. The fact these games be picked up and understood within minutes is a huge part of the appeal. Fall Guys has a button to jump, a button to dive, and one to grab. That's it. Sure, there are many levels and different tricks that can be learned to give yourself the best possible chance of victory, but the core basics of the game are learned in moments. Among Us is arguably more complicated, but not for its controls. You move around and click on things. The minigames for the tasks are intuitively simple, and the fun of the game comes with the arguments and discussion that arise when groups get together, lying and sneaking their way through the game. Some of you are probably watching and saying, yeah, sure CJ, we know these games are popular, we know that they're simple, that doesn't make complicated games bad. And I totally agree with you. You only need to look at the most played games on Steam to see that Dota 2, potentially one of the most complicated games to pick up and learn, is still up there in second spot. Complexity and depth in games is amazing and shouldn't be diluted for the majority of titles. But while some companies are focusing more on pushing the hardware as far as it can go, it's important to remember the most crucial thing to include in a video game: fun. Fall Guys and Among Us became incredibly popular due to the fact that they are just great fun. Your game could be the most visually stunning project, or have more pathways and endings than any other title before it, but if it isn't fun, you've missed the mark. And hopefully this is an inspiration to other smaller devs out there. Time and again we see games go the simple route, and if the core concept is there, you'll have a loyal player base for a long time. Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, any comments or thoughts are welcome. Take care, and I'll see you next time.